All right, thanks for watching the Balls Deep 2012 Kansas City Royals preview. This is the team everyone's been waiting for, the team everyone loves to hate. I'm sorry, the team no one gives a damn about. No one cares about the Royals. There's like 1,000 people in the whole world that care about the Royals. I'm not even sure anyone in Kansas City cares about the Royals. They have such delicious barbecue meats that no one watches baseball there. Their football's stinky too. Anyhow, this is a baseball show. It's about baseball and blind dogs. So let's talk about the Royals. The Royals used to win all those division titles in the early 80s. They made World Series with George Brett and Frank White and all those good players. Everyone's seen the Pine Tar incident. Well, the Royals have been stinky for a long time. And now their minor leagues have finally paid off. All those high draft picks are finally paying off. This team is loaded offensively. The days where they had Carlos Beltran and Jermaine Dye or Raul Banez and Johnny Damon are gone. Those players are gone. But now they've got a young stable of stud offensive players. First baseman Eric Hosmer. This is a kid who hit 290 last year. In his first year, not even a whole year, 290, 20 homers, double-digit steals. I expect him to rake. I expect him to surpass those numbers easily. DH Billy Butler, the Buttman, he's 26 years old, and last year he hit 290 with 19 home runs. It was his first year getting acclimated to DH because they called Hosmer up for the minors, and they moved the Buttman to the DH. And he still hit 290 with 19 jacks. I expect him to pass those. I'm sure you've heard of second baseman Johnny Little Italy Giavotella. The little Italian's about 5'8", but supposedly he's fast as lightning. Then, of course, they got left fielder Alex Gordon. The number 2 overall pick, I think it was 5-6 years ago, was drafted as a third baseman, but he's taken a lot of steroids, and here we have him hitting about 300 with 20 jacks and 20 steals last year. I don't know if he can sustain that. His batting average in balls in play was a little bit inflated, but much like his body after the steroids. And again, Balls Deep does not like to accuse people of things without evidence, but in this one instance, and probably in several future instances, we're going to go ahead and do it. All right, let's get right into Kings, Crumbums, and Codgers, arguably the most popular segment on the internet. Kings, again, Eric Hosmer, first baseman. I expect him to hit 300 with 30 home runs and 20 steals right now. This kid is a top 20 hitter in baseball, top 25 hitter right now. Kings, the Mexicutioner, Joakim Soria, their closer. You know, before last year, this guy was a top 5 reliever closer in all of baseball. He had an off year. He lost his job for a little bit. He came back. He was okay. The Mexicutioner, he's called the Mexicutioner because he comes in the 9th inning, he mows guys down, kills them, and he's Mexican. Crumbums. Well, this team traded Melky Cabrera last year, who was a 300 hitter with 20 jacks and 20 steals, to the Giants. Here's what the Royals are thinking. We're having a guy who's never done anything like this before, having a career year. What can we do? And they realize they can trade him to the Giants because Brian Sabean is a buffoon who will trade for any player off any career year, preferably if he's age 35 or older. So what do the Giants do? They trade left-hander Jonathan Sanchez. He's a starting pitcher. He's the definition of average. He is left-handed. He can throw 95 miles an hour, which are 2 skills that you can't find every day, and it's a big deal to be left-handed and be able to throw 95, but this guy is a total nuthead. Here's a funny Jonathan Sanchez story. I go to the 24-Hour Fitness. Jonathan Sanchez in November and December, even after he was traded from the Giants to the Royals, would come into my 24-Hour Fitness wearing Giants gear, trying to use that to pick up chicks. And guess what? Here's another bit of news. I'm in better shape than Jonathan Sanchez, and I'm not a professional athlete. So that's pretty sad. I think my blind dog, also who's mostly deaf, yeah, he heard that. I think he's also a better athlete than Sanchez. Codgers, a guy who should retire. They're big, slightly overweight, 6'4", 300-pound, 8th inning setup man, Jonathan Broxton. They got him over from the Dodgers. This guy was one of the best closers in baseball the last 4 or 5 years until, I guess, the last year and a half. All of a sudden, his ERA hits about 5. He can't locate his pitches, and everyone hits the ones that he can locate. I think that this guy is probably done. If he's not done, and if everything works out the way that it could, this is a team that should finally get to 500. It's been a long time, and 500 should be a success for the Kansas City Royals. Thanks for watching Balls Deep.